Hey guys, it's Maymay and it's time to work on our purse mini album again. And it is time now to do the album portion that will pull out of the bag. So I'm going to set my bag out of the way and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So we're going to be making our album to hang right here on these little hooks. It's easy peasy, just wait till you see. And I'm going to be using chipboard just like I used for the album construction itself. So I'm going to be cutting down some 12 by 12 chipboard to this size, 6 3/4 by 8. That's going to be the pages. I was going to give you a pattern for the pages that was the shape of the purse, but if you were to get that pattern, that size off just a tiny bit, it wouldn't fit as smoothly and easily into the purse. So I decided that I just was going to do rectangle sizes, and that way I know for sure it will fit and give you a little wiggle room. Plus, this is much easier to build than all those angles we did putting the purse together. So rather than give you a shape with all the angles, this will be a nice little album that you can put into your bag. Now I want to show you something I think is kind of cute. If you did what I did, where you cut down 12 by 12 paper to make your album pages, I'm cutting 5 of those pages. So if you did it like I did, you would end up with 5 little pieces like this, right? These small pieces and a big strip. You can put this aside for something else, that's fine. But wouldn't this be cute to make a little brag book that looked like a wallet and slide it into the purse like to one side? And then when you hang the other album in, you'd end up with your album and your little mini book that you could put in here. Wouldn't that be cute? I think it would. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I just thought that was a cute idea because I was like, well, those are perfect for little wallet brag book size. All right, so now we have our pages. I have all 5 of mine cut. Let me show you how to make your holes so that they'll match up. So I'm just going to lay this onto my cutting mat just like this. And I'm going to use my T-square today just because it's super easy to do. And I'm going to lay this at the top. Now, what we need to do is we need to come in 1.5 inches from both sides. So I'm just going to come in and I'm using my little cutting guide here. I'm coming in 1.5 inches and we need to make a line. That line just needs to be about 3/4 inch, about 1/2 inch deep because that's how deep we're going to cut the holes. Then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. And I'm going to go to this side of my ruler, but I'm still measuring 1.5 inches there and making a line. All right, so that's where the holes need to go for my album. So I'm going to take my crocodile and with it set to 1/2 inch deep, let me get the right side. Oh, it is this side. I had it right. So with it set to 1/2 inch deep on the 3/16 side, I'm just going to line it up on top of that hole, center that line, or line it up on top of that line. See, I've got the line running through the center and poke it there. And then I'm going to come here and do the same thing. And then I'll use this as my pattern for everything else. It'll just be easier that way. So I'll just bring my other guys over and I can just lay this down and I can just trace the circle and then pop those with the crocodile. Now I'm going to do this before I cover these and I'm going to have to come back and cut these holes out once I put paper in. But for me, I know it's double the work, but this is one place where for me, I think it helps because I have a tendency to forget the holes. So if I will have them there, it'll help me remember as I'm going through, oh, I can't cover these holes, if that makes sense. You can do this at the end after you've covered all your paper and not have an issue. But with me, sometimes I'll put a pattern or something that I don't want to be there, and it helps me to go ahead and see the holes. All right, so let me get these poked really quick. So there's my 5 pages with the holes poked in them. I'm not going to worry about the pencil marks because I'm going to cover it with paper. But I wanted to take a second to show you how this works. So with your album open, you're going to open your little hooks, and I'm going to show you a trick that I found. Because of the pressure from the handle, it kind of closes up on you. If you'll reach your hand into the hooks and push them apart, you can do it like that, and it's really easy to load your pages in. Just kind of spread them apart like that. Stick your finger in there, slide one in, slide this side in. And remember too, once you build this, you're not going to be taking your pages in and out very often. So even though this is a little bit of work to do, very little work, because if you had a binder that you had to open these and close them back and forth, you'd be doing this anyway. But you're not going to take these pages in and out very often unless you're adding a page or adding something to a page or something like that. Pretty much once you get them in, they're in. I'm going to have to take them back out to decorate them, but I want you guys to see them to make this album make sense. All right, so now I'm going to close my little rings up. All right, so this then becomes the actual album that I'll be decorating. And here's what I love. When you go to flip through this album, you hold it in your hand. Your hand is between the handle okay? And you hold it in your hand like this, and then you can just flip it. Isn't that cool? I think it's a great little way to look at it. Now let's look at it here. And I know that everything's really close up, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the handle. I've got the handle in my hand. I'm going to slide it over the purse, okay? The pages, let me get this where you guys can see. The pages then slide into the purse like so, and it locks itself into place for you. Isn't that cool? It just snaps on for you because the way we did the magnets. I will try to film, when we finish this purse, I'll film it, you know, separate so you can see it. But here's what happens. So when you pull the album out, there is the album. Isn't that cool? I love how that works. Everybody here keeps playing with it and just taking it in and out because I have my little sample that we were using and we just keep sliding it in and out, in and out. All right, we need to decorate those pages and get our album going. So I'm going to take these guys back out. Now I can just treat this like a regular old mini album. So this is exciting. So I'm going to find paper to cover my pages in. All of the pages are so cute, but you guys know how much this page tickled me when I was watching this. This car and this one that just look like they're going so fast cracked me up. I cannot get started on that today because I'll lose it thinking about it. But this is going to be the first one I'm using because it's very funny to me. So now all I need to do is run some art glitter glue all the way around. You do want to get it close to the edges, and you could use sticky tape for this if you think you need to, but I'm just going to run this really close to the edge and then just right up through the middle like so. And I'm going to do this just like I did all my other chipboard. I'm just going to lay this on, and then I'm going to trim it out with my craft knife. So lay this on here like this. We'll flip this over and make sure we're good and covered. Let me scoot that down just a little bit there. There we go. And then just take my craft knife and trim this out. So there's my first page there. And every time I cover a page, I'm just going to go ahead and take the time to poke those holes in. And that way I know all my holes will be where I want them. You don't have to do this. You totally could do your holes at the end, but I'm really bad about paying attention to the holes in my book. So I'm really going to try to keep myself on track this way. All right, so there's one side covered. I'm going to do all the pages the exact same way, and we'll get right back together. All my pages covered and all my holes punched. And this album for me is going to be for my cruise that I'm taking. I think this will be a fun way to do it. And what I'm going to do is just treat every page as its own thing. I'm not going to, sometimes, you know, with me, I'll go through and kind of do every page this way, every page that way. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to treat every page individually. So what I can do is just peel one off and start. And I'm going to have to make 10 different, or I'm going to be designing 10 pages. And I want this to feel very scrapbooky. I kind of wanted to feel more scrapbooky than mini album because I was actually thinking I might want to put 4x6 photos in here because look, I can get, I mean, more than likely I can trim down my photos a little bit, but this is wide enough that I could put 4x6 photos on here, especially if I did in this direction. You see how that would be like the whole page. So I don't know. I've not done a 4x6 situation, especially if I put them in the middle. Wouldn't this be cute if every page kind of had a feature picture and I only had to get 10 pictures and make this whole album? I can't decide. And if I did that, I thought I would kind of focus on that one photo. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let's treat this page for a 4x6 and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I'm going to use some solid color papers too that coordinate with what I'm using. So let me pull some of that. So I pulled some, I think this is Midnight from Brutus Monroe. I can't remember the name, but it's navy cardstock. And I'm going to cut down a piece that is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So 4 1/4. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. So if I want to use the other half, it can be a card base. I may not use this, but that way I know that scrap is a card base. So 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So this would be the mat for a 4x6 photo. And then I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock, and I'm using alabaster from Brutus, and I'm going to cut it down to 4 by 6. Now here's the thing. I'm only going to do this piece to show you that this would be the photo. Okay, so I'm just going to use this in this instance for that. If you were giving this to somebody, this is a great way for them to know how to use their album. So let's bring this over, okay, and say this page is going to have a 4x6 photo. That's where it would live, and it has a mat, okay. The photo itself would be this. So it would be on there like that, and then I can decorate around it. Let me look at the stickers. You know how much I love stickers, right? Let's look at those. So here's my sticker pack, and our trip is really cute. I want to try to use that somewhere. trying to decide where I want to use it. That little camera is cute. I love this border right here. I know I will use it, and I can probably use it right here. To be honest, let me take this off and see. See, I could put this border underneath the photo like that. Probably could do both. I don't have enough for both, but down here is really cute. Or even down here. Okay, I'm going to hold that out because I think I'll use that. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to glue down this base. I know I want this to go down, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and glue down this white. But again, for myself, I don't have to have this white. But if I'm giving this as a gift, I would want this. This will make more sense in just a second. So this will mat inside of there. And if my photo is a little smaller, I can have this and have it be another mat for my photo. Okay, so this is where the photo would go. And this is how it's going to make more sense, okay? So this is my stamp set called Action. And this one here that says Place Photo Here, this is what I would do if I were giving this as a gift. I would go ahead and stamp right here in the middle, Place Photo Here. And then when the person gets it, they know where to put a photo if you're making it a gift. I love that. So now we can decorate around it. So this little sticker that says Our Trip, I think it's so cute. I'm going to take my embossing powder tool, and I am going to powder the back of this dude and get it all unsticky because I'm going to glue it where I want it, and I'm going to show you a little trick on there. You can also do this with baby powder and with cornstarch, but I keep my powder tool in my craft room anyway, so I just thought I would do this. And I'm just picking all that up that I can, just like so, and then I'll wipe the rest away with a microfiber cloth because those are what I use all the time now. Now your tool probably won't have that much powder on your surface, but my tool has a tiny little hole in the end of it. I've used it so much, and so some of that powder flies out. All right, so now this guy's not sticky on the back, and I can glue it where I want it. So what I was thinking would be cute, just do this like this, is to glue this kind of like this from the top corner to this edge of this photo, but only glue down here and here so the photo can slide under. See what I'm saying? I think that'll be so cute. And then this can be the first picture from our trip. So I'm going to glue this down up there. Just like so. Got way too much glue on there, but that's okay. That'll dry matte and clear. That'll go away. And then I'm going to put a little glue down here. I'm not going to worry about gluing the rest just yet. Since this album is mine, I can always glue it down more when I put my final picture on. But for here, I'm just going to glue down the little banner. Just the edges. Then I'll come back with my photo and finish it, glue it all down right. So then, see, when I go to put my picture in, I can just slide it under, and this will be the little banner at the top. Let's use that other sticker down here because I think it'll be cute. Trying to decide if I want to run it just at the bottom of here, down to here, or do I want to go all the way across the page? I think I'm going to go all the way across the page. So here I have this one that says Vacation. I think I want to put it down here somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Maybe to the side. That would be cute right there. And I still think I could avoid that with a picture. I'm going to put it all the way down like this. It's just too cute. I want to use it. Worst case scenario, when I go to put my picture down, I can lift this up and put the picture under it, but I think I'll have room, even if I put the picture slightly over it. Oh, that would have been cute too. Let me do that. See if I can move it, if I've stuck it too much. No, it's coming up good. Okay, this would be cute. If I put it over here, as far down as it can go, yep, then that will look like it's hanging out from under my picture. That'll be cute. So when I put my picture on there, see, that'll be so cute like that. Okay, also, this camera though, I love it. I'm going to put this camera up here. This is what I love about stickers. How much fun is this? This is very much like how I used to scrapbook. I don't know if people still do that or scrapbook like this, but this is how I did. Do you see this? I never put my pen back in. This is why I have to fight my glue every time I take the pen out. Make sure you put your pen back in. Okay, so right here, I have taken some of the paper from the paper pack, and I've cut these little sunglasses. I'm going to fussy cut them. You could totally do this on your Scan and Cut. I probably should have done that whole page like that because I bet I could use these sunglasses all throughout the album. But I think this will be cute to add these down to the bottom because what's the one thing you want to have on your trip? Your sunglasses. Not so much me because I have prescription reading glasses. And I've always been this person who would never keep up with prescription sunglasses, so I've just never had them. But when I've worn contacts in my life, which most of my life I did wear contacts, I would wear my sunglasses on every trip. Did you really care to know that? Probably not, but there's a little trivia for you. If anybody ever asks, I used to wear contacts. So there's that one. I think I'm going to stop with this page. I like simple. I like it like this. So this is my first page. Now, one thing you remember is when this is in the purse, it hangs this way, right? So it hangs. So you don't want to put anything that would fall out, like pockets along the bottom. You could always do something angled or something here, but that way when it's hanging, you want your pictures and things to stay in. But that is my first page done. Now I just have 9 more to go. So this is my first page, nice and simple. I have a spot to slide. I'll show you what I mean. Have a spot to slide a photo under here, and then I can glue that down after I get that done. But in classic Maymay style, I did a page upside down. These little guys are swimming upside down, but I'm not going to stress about that because remember this. Remember how I told you this will hang in our album or in our little purse? What I'm going to do is turn this into a pocket page, and I'm going to make 2 pockets, okay? And I think I'm going to make, because I need some space to put some things. So I think I'm going to make a tall pocket here and then a shorter pocket here and then decorate on top of it. And that way I'm hiding my mistake, but I'm also giving myself some storage space. So let me decide what paper is going to be a pocket. So here's what I'm going to do. So this piece is 8 inches wide. So I've cut this piece 9 inches. So I have 1/2 inch on either side hanging off. And then at the bottom, I'm going to fold it 1/2 inch. So that gets me my pocket because I'm going to make this a gusseted pocket, which we'll talk about in a second. This guy is the same piece. This is the scrap from the same piece. I'm going to use this bottom to my advantage to turn it under, and then I'm going to do the sides under as well. Okay, so that way this will fit right on top of here. So let me show you what I mean. Get my scoreboard out. Now a gusseted pocket. Why would I need a gusset versus no gusset? Because you can glue it straight down to the page. If I want space to put things into the pocket and I don't want to have to fight with the pocket in any way, I typically make a gusset. Another thing, you find that with a gusset, oh, this page is a little off. So look, this one, because this was a scrap, it's 5 1/4 tall. So I need to come in 1/2 inch. I'm just going to measure from the end here. And just as long as I'm coming in 1/2 inch, that gets me my fold over. So the thing that also makes a gusset important is that it gives you the whole space of the pocket instead of cutting down to where you're gluing it down. This will make sense in a second. Oh, let me do this other one. All right, so I'm going to score it the same way. 1/2 inch in on this end. See, I didn't even have to measure these scraps. I just know I want a 1/2 inch gusset. So I'm just coming in 1/2 inch from wherever it lands here, which is there. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. 1/2 inch in. And that's just going to allow me to use that scrap to my advantage. All right, so the next thing I like to do with these guys before I turn them into gussets is to miter them. So I'm going to miter this edge by cutting right to my little score march where they meet. See that? Where they meet up? I'm cutting right to that, and I'm taking some of that bulk out of there because I'll get a better bend that way and less bulk in the corner. Same thing here. So just going to slice this. And then, as you can imagine, we'll do adhesive, fold these under, and put them into our purse. So now I just put my sticky tape right here on the flap that I scored. Sometimes I put my sticky tape on before I miter, and sometimes I don't. It just depends on where I get in my process, if I get ahead of myself. It really doesn't matter. You cut very little of the sticky tape off if you put it down first. So either way you want to do it. So this now will be what will stick to the purse, and I'm going to do that to the little one as well. And then my purse will have little pockets inside of it. That'll be cute too. Now you can also, I'll show you some another idea you can do if you need to, where you can make a little thumb hole by using a punch. I'll show you that real quick. If you can master pockets, you can do anything because you can put anything anywhere with a pocket. So if I take this little punch that's a 3/4 inch circle punch, this little guy, I like the 3/4. Oh, this is a scallop one too. It'll be cute. I just grabbed one off my shelf. If you do this and you run this guy halfway up, center him. I'm just eyeballing. I usually will hold it with the punch and move my hand out and kind of look at it. And I'm just centering this guy and doing a little punch. What that does is it gives me a spot to pull things in and out of. I like that. It looks like a little bite. That's cute. All right, so then we'll do this one. And this one I could use a bigger punch because this is a bigger pocket. But I'm going to match that one. It'll be cute. There we go. All right. Now I will fold these sides down and we will get ready to stick it in. So see how mitering takes out some of that bulk? We end up with not those pieces wrapping over each other, and I get a much easier turn. And it still allows the whole pocket to be closed. It just gives me a little bit of wiggle room there without some bulk. All right, so let's bring this guy back over. I'm going to reveal my adhesive. I will be filming a quick tip or a top tip that we put on our Product Parade channel about glue and sticky tape. There's been a question about when wet glue, and when sticky tape in mini albums, and pockets are one of those big things. So I'm going to be filming one of those. So be watching our Product Parade channel for that. Head over there and make sure you subscribe to it so you don't miss any of our top tips. We put up top tips every Monday and Friday over there. All right, so I made this where it can line right up on my page. It's going to take up the whole page, and having this gusset is going to allow me some space. So if I wanted to save something from my trip, see how it's even lifting off the page automatically? If I want to save something from my trip, like a newsletter or some brochures or some ticket stubs, this is a good place for that. And then I can put this guy right on top. And doing the gussets also keep me from having things stick into my tape. I could use wet glue here because this is hidden, but I find that I'm faster with my pockets if I use the sticky tape. All right, I want to put this one here, centered over that one. I did pretty decent on those punches. I'm surprised. Pretty good eyeballing right there. Okay, so then see how it's lifted up, and that one's lifted up as well. I'll hold them where you can see. See how I've got a little give in there? That's what I was looking for. Now I need to decorate this and make it super cute. So I have cut myself a strip that is the whole width of the page, and I've got a border punch. And what I'm going to do is make myself a little strip to be a landing spot for some stickers, which you can see laying right over here. I'll show you those in just a few minutes. But first I'm going to get my border all done up. I thought this one was cute for this because it kind of reminds me of waves. See how that kind of looks wavy? So I'm going to get this punched all the way down, and I'm only going to punch the top of this because I'm going to do some stamping. So this stamp comes from my stamp set called Beacon. Nope, it's called Anchored. Sorry. And I'm using this water stamp right here. I thought this would be cute to go across the bottom. And I'm going to do it in this color called Medieval Blue. I think that'll be pretty. So I'm going to ink this little guy up. I love these waves. I'm at least going to do one strip across. I may even do two, because I'm going to put this little girl that's on an inner tube on top of here, and I think it'll be cute to have some water. So there's one. Line this guy up pretty good. There's two. Now I'm going to do one more here on the end. I should have used a press. It would have been a lot easier with like even the Fisker's press. See, that's cute. I think I'm going to do it. Do I want to do another row? Let me look. I'm not going to do another row. I think it'll get too far up. I'm going to just use the one, but that's perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this guy over here, and this is going to go across this bottom pocket, okay? And then I want this little girl to live right here like she's floating, and I'm going to put her on some dimensional foam. And then I got this little sticker that says Life is Good. I think that'll be cute up here, also on some foam. And I may, look, they're sticking to me. Drop off, drop off. Ah, there we go. And I may put the sun over here. We'll see. I stuck these two together. Let's get them off each other. There we go. All right, let's get some foam tape. Piece of foam for that little girl. Piece of foam for my sentiment, and a piece of foam for the sun. Remember, this is going in the purse, so there's room for foam. That's not a problem. We can do dimension in there. This I'm going to glue straight down. And I'm going to glue it all the way across. But I'm going to tell you something. If you're doing an album where it wouldn't be hanging like this, if you would have it where it's closed and it has a latch on it or something like that, you could totally make this like one of the bands like Brenda does, where she leaves it, she just glues the ends like this, and then you can slide things in. But because this is going in my purse, I wouldn't really be able to slide anything behind that band and hold it because it would just fall down anyway. So I thought this would be a great place to do some decorating. I'm tempted to run another little strip of yellow right there. Let me see. So I found this little piece that's yellow. I thought it would kind of look sunny and bright. I could have done blue, but there's a lot of blue going on. And I like how this kind of pulls that yellow from those inner tubes down. So I'm going to stick this down. And I wanted to say this to you guys. After I did my first page the other day, I did an Instagram poll to see how you guys felt about how simple it was, how clean and crisp and simple. And you'd be surprised, like 96% of you said you preferred clean and simple. to, I guess, any other style. I just said, how do you feel about this one? And 96% of you said this was your style. So I'm going to keep doing my thing. Simple, easy, that's how I like to do things. So I hope you are enjoying this album in this simple style. All right, so this little guy right here, this little girl right here is going to float in the water. And having that little yellow really helps to make her pop on this kind of busy, you know, this busy background. And then I'm going to put my sentiment on, which says, life is good. If you're floating in the water like that, life is good, right? And I think I want it to go up here a little bit, like so. And then the sun. I might even put the sun up even higher. I was kind of thinking right here, oh, this is cute. On that blue is really cute. All right, so that is going to be this page for now. Also, yes, the stickers are still, the edges of the stickers are not popped, so they can lay down like this. That doesn't bother me if they lay down, if they grab, but typically they'll stay lifted up, and over time they might, you know, loosen up even more, but it doesn't bother me. But if you need to, you can always stick these to cardstock and trim them out and have them pop up like that. Or you can take the sticky off the back and just use your foam, but they don't really bother me like that. So there's this pocket. It just needs little things to go inside. And remember I told you I wanted to do some 4x6 photos in this album? I think I'm going to leave these for that, especially this big pocket, to do some 4x6. And then if I have any tags or anything, I'll put them in here, but that'll come at the filling up time. So now that I've done this, I don't feel so bad about this being upside down because now it's a sideways page anyway, and these guys don't look so bad. So a good way to hide your mistake. So on this page, I'm going to do a little booklet that will kind of fold out, and it'll be 1, 2, 3 pictures is my plan. This is kind of a Brenda thing. Like, she does this a lot. She just takes these the scrap pieces and turns them into booklets. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do, but kind of do it my way. So I'm going to get my scoreboard out. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And this is a 12-inch piece of cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it every 4 inches. So I will have to cut down some of my 4x6 photos to fit here, but not bad. I'm trying to leave myself some big space for pictures in this album, so I can do a little bigger pictures than I have been doing as of late. All right, so what I want to do is I want this to be the front page, just like so. And then I want that to be the part that glues to the book. And then I'm just going to crease this guy down, just like this. And I don't know, now that I look at it, I kind of want the blue to be the front page because I kind of want it to feel like a passport. And I think I even have a sticker that says passport. Let me see if I do. I do. I have this one that is Passport to Paradise, which is really cute. I think I could make that pop on there, though. I know it's blue against blue, but I think if I put something behind it and kind of decorate this up and put it down here, yep, I'm going to try it. Okay, the other thing I want to do is I want to round the corners of this little guy to make it feel more like a book. And I'm not sure if I want to round all the corners or just the 2 on the, you know, book opening side. So let me see how this looks. Does this feel very passporty like that? Because remember, it's going to open like this. It's going to open all the way up. Or, let me go ahead and round all 4 corners. This is the beauty of me having no plan. You guys get to see, yeah, it looks better, all 4 corners done. And this will look like a passport. I'm going to magnet it closed. I think I am. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it. I might tie a ribbon around it. That would be cute too, to have a little ribbon. Or do I want to do it this way? Now, hold on. I want to do it this way and let it look like a sign, you know, for times, and just let it open like this, and I can have photos front and back and it open like that. Now that might be cute, and then I have all this room for decorating. So you just have to think. I knew I wanted to use this. I think that's the way to go. Now, how do I want to magnet this guy closed, or do I want to ribbon it? Let me think. We'll be right back together. I have an idea, and I think I want to use some of these cut apart. So what I've decided is I'm going to go ahead and cut these guys apart so I have them to kind of flip through and use, because I think I'm going to need them all throughout the album. And I've got an idea for one of them, but I thought I'd go ahead and do some cutting. So then I'll just have these for me to use. This is the same, like if you have like the frames and tags. I don't know if we got the frames and tags for this set or not, But if you have the frames and tags, this is another thing you can do, is have them kind of sitting close, because you'll find places to use them throughout your album. So I decided to change the page that I'm using right here. I changed it to this one because it looks like wallpaper to me, and this feels like a sign on the wall. And I took this from the cut aparts. This was actually a full cut apart. I'll show you. I cut the little sunglasses off of it. It was something like this. I don't remember exactly. Something like that. But I cut all the little edges off so I could get this little banner piece to kind of hang down here. I thought that would be cute. And I'm trying to decide if I want to put anything around it. I think it might be cute to tie a little baker's twine bow at the top of this guy before I put it down. Let me do that. Let me show you what I mean. I think I'm not going to tie it. I think I'm just going to wrap it. So I'm going to get some Scotch tape here. Little piece. And then I'm going to start on the back of it just for some texture and some movement on the page. I'm going to stick this tape, or stick the little ribbon down. Then I'm going to wrap it a couple, 3 times maybe. I don't want to pull it too much because I don't want it to buckle this. Look, that's cute, isn't it? Just to give it a little bit of nautical feel. I think that's cute. And I know it's crazy I'm using this travel paper for our cruise album, but I've done so many cruise things because we did the cruise recently that I just decided travel is travel, and it doesn't matter if I'm on a boat or not. So I'm going to do this travel album like this for our little memories. For this particular time, there'll be plenty of other cruise things. That's cute. Now I might even tie a knot. Let me see how it looks. So bring this over here. This is going to go underneath there. It might even go, no, it can't go over. I might even do it. It's kind of cute like that, just on an angle. I don't know. I can't decide. I kind of like it hanging under there. Something like that. Don't know. The angle is cute, isn't it? I think I'm going to shorten the point. Let's see if I can do that without messing it up too bad. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to snip this up a little higher, like so. And then I'm going to go from one side to there. It's just paper, right? We can edit anything. And then from here over there. So now it's a little bit shorter. I like it better shorter. Now I like it much better. Also, I'm wanting to save room because what I'm going to do with this guy is put a little magnet at the top. The magnet's not going to hold the whole thing down, but it'll hold it in place enough that when you open the bag, this isn't flopping around everywhere. So I'm going to have a magnet at the top and then this guy down here. And I think that'll be cute. And I'll probably put a sticker or something right there. All right, so let's glue this in place. Actually, let's put the little magnet on first so I know the room I need. So this little sticker is in the sticker pack. And what I'm going to do is stick it to the top of this little book, like so. And then I'm going to put my magnet on the back of this. But first, did I get that in the middle? It's pretty close. But first I'm going to powder it just a little bit because I don't want it to be an issue. So just a little bit of powder there. Now I'm going to use one of the small magnets from Basic Gray. These are the tinier ones. And I'm going to start with my plus. I always start with the plus. Peel the little backer off and then put this little guy down. And remember, use your tool to help you with this. Stick it to your pokey tool or whatever tool you're using. Then put that down just like that. Then I'm going to take a negative side. These are so easy to do. I mean, so easy. Take a negative side, stick it on top, peel this off. What I'm doing with that little tapping motion is I'm making sure the adhesive's sticking down. It doesn't feel like it's sticking really good, and I don't want to peel the adhesive off. There it goes. I just want to get the backer off. So there's that. Now, when I glue this in place, that little guy will go right where it needs to go. I'm going to slide it up just a little bit there because I got it a little low. All right, so let's glue this down. And I want my little heart magnet to be at the top. And I'm going to go almost as high up as I can go so I have room for my little banner down there. Then I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to stick him down. So the bottom will still pop. See that? But when I'm ready to open it, I can just grab my little magnet and open it up. And look, isn't that cute? I like the little magnet there, super easy. And I don't really care about this, remember. It was just to keep it from doing this in the book. I didn't want it to flap all the way open. That is just cute. Okay, this little guy I'm going to put right here. And I think I'm going to pop him up on foam. So here it goes, right like this. Almost like it's part of the same piece above. That's cute. And then I think I'll tie, oh look, even better. That will just pop right into there. Cool, I think I'm going to tie a knot there. And we'll see. If I don't like it, I'll untie it. But I think it'll be cute. I don't really feel like this is a bow. necessarily spot, but I think a little knot will be cute. There we go. So we have a little something, and that looks cute. Let's find a sticker to live right there. How cute are these suitcases? Oh my goodness, these are cute. So I'm gonna put them like this, like they're sitting on that little, like that to ledge. And there's me some suitcases. That's a cute page. And then I'll have pictures in here for everybody to look at whenever we go through our album. I love that this will lock behind that little, that's a happy accident that I can just lock it behind there for when I put it into the purse. That's perfect, right? Okay, now we can do the side. Oh, that funny card. That card gets me every time. All right, I gotta decide. So for the next step, I've decided to treat this like the center of my album, and I'm going to create 2 waterfalls that go together, and these are going to be like where most of the real estate in my album is, where most of my pictures are. This is the page we just did here on the back, and then I found this page, and I thought since these were both kind of just generic pages with just little cars and things like that on them, I thought this would be a cute way to do my centerpiece. That's the other side of that page. So this will be my centerpiece. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make 2 waterfalls that are going to hold a lot of stuff, and they're going to close down with a magnet. Remember, this album is sideways, so I'm gonna have to use more magnets, more closures than I usually do. So this guy's gonna be our magnet strip. We'll get to him in a minute. Here's what you're gonna need to do this. I have cut for myself 9 pieces that are 5 by 4, okay? One of these pieces you can just put aside because we're going to use it as our base to make things easy. These other guys we need to score. And here's where you're going to score them. 1/2 inch in. Now remember, you can go right here and try to score 1/2 inch, but I always struggle because my fingers fill up that whole spot. So I just come out here and come in 1/2 inch and score. We're just making a 1/2 inch flap to glue these down. So you're going to score all of these guys 1/2 inch in, which is 3.5 by the way. I know these are not 4 by 6 pieces. They won't fit in my album, but I feel like giving myself this big 3 by 5 or 3.5 by 5 space for photos is going to be plenty. I always do small pictures, but I don't know. I was trying to give myself some more real estate, and I still have room for some bigger photos, but these right here should be plenty of size for pictures. Now that I have all of these scored, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take that piece that I put aside. That's going to be used in just a second. And I'm going to go ahead and fold and crease all of these guys. And somehow I have mixed up some of my paper, and I've got another kind of paper. My blacks are not all matching, but I'm going to be covering this anyway, so it's not going to matter. So if your base colors don't match, don't stress about it. Just keep going. No one will notice that. Now you will on camera because it's very obvious right here. But once this book is decorated and covered, no one's going to be like, too bad your blacks weren't the same color. This would have been a really nice album. What's the rule? If they say that, they don't get to look at it again. That's the rule. All right, so get all these folded, and we're going to stick them into place. Okay, to make things easy for me, because I could glue these into here, but if I get off or twisted, I don't like the way that looks. So here's what I did. This piece is exactly what I need to put all of my waterfalls on, okay? So here's what I mean by that. I'm going to take my first piece. And if my math is right, and there's a chance it's not, we're going to find out right here. If my math is right, this will work. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to run my adhesive down the flap. I didn't put my cap back on again. I'm getting really bad about that lately. There we go. So run my adhesive down the flap. And then I'm going to lay this down right to the top edge of this piece. This piece that we're gluing to is basically going to be like our ruler, kind of. It's going to keep us straight, and it's going to keep us in check because I don't want to have to think about it. I want to be able to just stick these guys down and then stick it into the book. So you see what I did? I just glued that right to the top of that page. I know using all black is tough, but I want it to match. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to move down. I'll even do it on here. Let me do it right-handed. I'm going to move down. I'm going to put a strip of glue here. And then this little guy, this flap, is going to line up right under that other flap. And there's my first waterfall piece right next to it. And I'm just using this page to keep me in check. All right, so then we'll do the next one right under it. You're going to continue this all the way down the page. And when you get done, you should have a nice straight waterfall, not one that's going crooked. You see what I mean? Because sometimes, see, I know I'm staying straight because I'm on this page, but sometimes when I'm gluing these straight into an album, I can get a little crooked, and by the time I'm done, it's a little bit off. And I just wanted to make sure this was going to be nice and straight. And I'm going to make 2 of these because I'm going to put one on both sides. So this is what I've created. And I know it's good and straight because of the way I did it on that backer piece. See that? So everything's even and straight. And now when I lay this down, this is my little waterfall. Look, I did get a piece off right there. I'm not going to stress. At least my waterfall's not going crooked. Then all I'll have to do is I'll glue this into my book, but I want to have my piece for my magnet closure. Okay, so let me show you that real quick. So here's my second waterfall, and this piece is 8.5 inches scored at 1. And this is where I'm going to glue it. You've already seen me do it, but I wanted to tell you the size I was using there. So add my adhesive. And that 1 inch might seem like overkill. It just makes me feel a little bit better because I feel like it'll be nice and sturdy wrapped around like that. Because I feel like I hope to use this album for a long time. You know, I hope to have it for people to flip through for a good long time. And I'm trying to center that up. That's about center. Down and over. And then I can check it real quick before it dries. Looking good. All right, really quick. I'm going to round these corners because I'll forget if I don't go ahead and do them. So just of my little strip here. There's that end. Let's do the other. And we'll do the other one too. All right, these guys are ready to go into the book. So I'll bring this guy over here and I can glue down one to start with. And here's what I do. That piece that we used, I'm just going to glue that down into the book. And then I'm going to set it kind of high to the top because that's kind of what I had planned on. And then make sure I have room for my magnet here at the bottom, and I do. And then just glue that into place. I'm a little crooked. I'm always a little crooked. I really don't stress about that too much, but I was a little bit there. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my other one next to it to help me kind of gauge the same distance across for this guy. So I'm kind of eyeballing it together. Like that, and all we got to do again is glue down that piece. I love using this piece for the waterfall. That's something new for me. It really did make my waterfall go a lot straighter, a lot smoother, and this is so much easier to do it like this. To me, just to glue it in after the fact, that's pretty easy. All right, to the top, to the side, eyeballing it. I got a little glue in there. Don't worry about that. I'm going to cover that with some paper or pictures. All right, let's go ahead and magnet this down. These magnets are super easy. I'm going to use the small ones again. I'm going to get me a plus side out of here, just like that. I'm going to peel the adhesive part off the back. Notice that I'm not covering these. I kind of like them showing. Sometimes you can put them, like, you know, you can cover them with paper, but I think these look pretty neat and pretty clean, so they don't bother me showing. Then what I'm going to do is use this flap, and right close to the bottom, I'm going to put that piece down there. And you can't get any easier than this for installing a magnet, right? And then there's my the negative one. And then peel off the little backer piece. And then this is how hard the install is. Ready? We're going to lay this down. Going to lay this down. I'm going to push it smooth and stick that in. Look, now it is stuck. That is so easy. Of course, we have to decorate all of this. But for now, that's pretty cool. Let me do this side the same way. So there we go. Let's look at them. So now we lift the flap and we have all of this photo space. Look how much. We actually even end up with a little secret spot to decorate. And look how clean and neat this is, right? It ends. And now we have this little spot here. We can also put a photo or something else. And then we just bring this guy over and it holds it down. I'm real happy about this. I love when something works like this so easy. By the way, this is 16 photos on either side, okay? It's actually more than that because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 16 plus 1 makes 17 photos on this side and 17 on this side. That's pretty amazing to get that much, right? To get that much real estate. I think it is. And then these guys will close up together and they'll be perfect inside our purse. Pretty cool, huh? So for this page, to keep the bulk down out of these, I've decided not to mat every one of these pages with pattern paper. I don't need it. Once I put the photos there, there'll be plenty of color and plenty of pattern. But if I put pattern paper on every one of these, my bulk is going to get too much. I'm already a little concerned about something. I think I might should have used the bigger magnet here. I used the small one and it's fine. It's holding okay, but there is some resistance. And when I put photos in, I might need to upgrade that magnet to the bigger one. So if you're making it, consider doing the bigger one instead of the smaller one right there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to corner round this little flap at the bottom so that it will match. One thing I want to tell you, if you're making this as a gift for somebody, you might want to think about this. If they don't have a corner rounder, when they're doing pictures, they might struggle getting the corner to match, to get the little edges to match. So you might want to consider not doing the corner rounding if you're giving this as a gift. Just let it be square. All right, so that's going to glue down there like that. So give me some color there. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Oh, the little sunglasses are cute back here too. Didn't see those. There we go. Glue this guy down. So I have a little color here on my strap. And then when I put the pictures in, I'll have a lot more color. I love how that looks. Okay, I want to show you the pages that I have done so far. So I have this page ready for a photo. I have this page ready for some goodies. This one is not. I have my huge waterfall in the middle. And then when I open it up, I have this one done that has that little piece that pulls out. Remember how this piece does this. And then I have this page that needs to be decorated. Now, I have run out of time because I go on vacation within the next day or so. I don't have time to finish those pages, but I also want to encourage you something. If you're making this for yourself as an album for you, you might want to leave these pages, a couple of them open. Here's why. Sometimes your photos can dictate what you want the page to look like. This is very, very common for me. For example, if you've been following me making my, I'll show you, making my little desktop calendar turn mini album. If you've been following me on this, you'll know, like this picture I did with Addie, I changed the background because I wanted it to match the picture. So sometimes the picture can change things for you. I think I've done that twice. Yep, here too, where I did the cruise one. So it's good sometimes to leave yourself some space. You might even consider not even putting pattern paper on here. I'm going to be safe because this is the paper pack I'm using and this is the pattern paper that I want to use. But this gives me some decorating freedom when I come back with my photos. So let's put these into the album. So this is my album, and I told you, you kind of have to finagle this a little bit when you're putting your pages in. So I'm going to start with my first one here, and I just put my fingers in and open this guy up, and that lands in there just like that. If I can find the little hole in the back, there we go. Then I can put this one in just like this. So there's the first page, and then you have to decide how you want your things to lay out. So I'll put this one in next, and have my waterfall in the right direction. Then this one, the waterfall is going to face that one, so I'm going to turn it down just like so. And this is why we made all these pages with pretty secure pieces, because I don't want anything popping out while it's hanging in the purse. All right, I'm going to close these up. And then this is our mini album. When we take it out, we open this like this, and check this out. Now the page is open, so nice. There's your waterfall. There's our last page. And then these slide into our purse. I'm going to try to do it sideways. I'm going to see. It works really easy from the top, but watch. If you slide these in like this, okay, so I've got my pages in, then I'm going to stand this up and just open these guys up across the back and the top, and then they just lock right into place. So our little magnet is all in there. So now I can show you from the side. When we go to look at this album, we just pull it out, and there it is. I'm in love with this guy. It's one of my favorite things I've ever made. I like the clean lines, the neatness of it. I love it. Now, you guys are going to be wondering, but Maymay, when are you going to decorate the outside? And I just told you I'm running a little low on time because of vacation coming up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another video where I put my photos in and I finish those pages and I decorate the outside for you, but it'll be when I come back from vacation. So it won't be next week, but the week after, okay? So you'll get to see it. But that gives you plenty of time to get your album made, to get your pages built, and then you can have one of these cool purse albums. I think this is the coolest thing yet. I love it. I cannot wait to, I'm going to be making 1 billion of these, by the way. I've also had about 100 ideas for how to do this same thing in other sizes and other styles. So y'all be on the lookout, because I'm probably going to go a little crazy with this whole idea of pulling the top off like this with a handle. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this so far. There is one more video coming, but like I said, it'll be after I get back from vacation. But in the meantime, have fun building your album. If you would like to get the pattern for this and you missed out on it, or this is the first time you're seeing this video, there's a PDF and an SVG. They are linked in the blog post that is linked below in the description. And there is a video before this showing you how to assemble this portion. I want to see them if you're making them. You know I do. That's what my customer gallery is for. You guys head to my customer gallery and load the pictures of your purse albums for me to see, of any of your projects you're making. I love to see what you're doing. You can do that on our album at our maymaymadeit.com website. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great one. Bye-bye.